Welcome back to Pioneers Baseball. Elmira ahead by a score of 3-0 as we enter the top of the fifth inning. The Pioneers keep rolling along. It's going to be Brendan Hammer followed by Ben Rohde and Aiden Grabowski to come to the plate. 9-10-1 in the Elmira order, due up here in the top of the fifth, as Elmira has scored 3 runs on 6 hits. They've left 3 runners on base for the Jamestown Skunks. No runs on no hits. They've left 1 runner on base, both no errors for the Pioneers and Skunks. Second matchup of the season between the Pioneers and Jamestown. As stepping to the plate is the righty swinging Brendan Hammer. Brendan an RBI single in the top of the second. He and Jacob Moniz went back-to-back singles to put Elmira in front by 2 at that point. Now they're up by 3, 9 defensive outs remaining to record in the ball game. Game 1 of a twin-bill doubleheader from Russell E. Dietrich Park. Pensick still remains in the ball game. Jamestown bullpen relatively quiet as Pensick rocks and fires the 0-1 from the right side of the rubber. Hammer a swing and a miss on the fastball. 0-2 the count. Garrett Rochon's looked phenomenal through 4 innings of work so far. Pioneers only allowing 7 runs across their last 16 innings, dating back to both ball games of the doubleheader against the Newark Pilots. Pitching's done their part since Friday. A tough result for the Pioneers. Despite the 13-9 victory, 7 walks in the bottom of the 8th, which allowed 7 Newark Pilots runs to come into score. I've mentioned it often on the broadcast before. They say 40% of walks come into score, and that statistic rings true with the Pioneers. Not only just that, but even more, an 100% conversion rate of all walks on Friday that came into score in that bottom of the 8th inning. Since then, the Pioneers' pitching has been rock solid. You got Nolan Terwilliger in relief. Saw a great start from Brendan Hayes against Geneva on Thursday evening, which he struck out 8. Did not allow a base runner via the free pass through 7 innings of work. As all the way back from 0-2 to a full count, Brendan Hammer piecing together his second consecutive formidable at-bat for the Pioneers this afternoon. Righty-on-righty matchup with the bases empty and nobody out. Visitors half of the 5th inning, fouled off, and it'll be at least a 7-pitch at-bat here as Hammer fouls it back off the light pole onto the roof. It remains a 3-2 count. Payoff pitch, Hammer lines it foul. A really nice setup here at Dietrich Park. We appreciate the Skunks for hosting a beautiful setup here in the press box too. CCS TV doing their thing for the Skunks. Hoping you're enjoying our coverage despite a couple technical difficulties here on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Next offering is fouled back. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes on Brendan Hammer with nobody out. As Pensick will come set. Right side of the rubber, kicks and fires the payoff pitch, and Hammer takes high for ball 4. So the Pioneers have their leadoff base runner aboard here in the visitors' half of the 5th inning. And it'll be the righty swinging Ben Rohde to step to the dish with 1 out. Rather, nobody out, a runner on and nobody out. 6 hits through 4+ innings of work for the Pioneers against Christian Pensick. It's Ben Rohde who grounds one off of Pensick. It trickles to his right first baseman, comes off the bat, no play. An infield single for Rohde, and the Pios have 2 runners on the top of the 5th with nobody out. And it's back to Aiden Grabowski at the top of the batting order, who doubled in the top of the 3rd. And now Frank Jagoda and the Jamestown trainer is going to come out to the mound. Rest of the middle infield convenes as well. As Pensick's going to get a couple warm-up tosses in. So here's Grabowski, righty on righty matchup. Hammers off a second, Rohde off a first. Pios looking to expand upon their 3-run advantage. Top of the 5th inning. 7 hits now and 4+ innings of work. Grabowski squares to bunt and it gets away from the catcher Herman to the backstop. Both runners advance into scoring position. Hammer was already. He'll be at third. And moving up to second base is Ben Rohde. And with the outfield playing relatively deep, a single by Grabowski would almost definitely score 2 with the speed from Benjamin Rohde. Grabowski patiently awaits on deck. Pioneers so far this season, a road record of 2-2. Started off 0-2. A road loss against Batavia, followed by the road loss at Auburn on June 7th. After that, road win versus Geneva on June 14th, and a road win versus Newark this past Friday morning at Colburn Park. Skunks infield comes in, and that gets away from the catcher Herman. 2 consecutive pitches. A run's going to come in to score for the Pioneers. It's Brendan Hammer, and Elmira leads 4-0 as Rohde advances up to third. So the Pios will take it. They're now up 4 in the top of the 5th inning. As Pensick will get back on the mound. Grabowski firmly in command. A 2-0 count to the Pioneers shortstop with nobody out. Next offering in the dirt. Herman makes the stop that time. 3-0 the count. It'll be a 3-0 with nobody out. Grabowski, a fly ball down the right field line. If it stays fair, that helps the Pioneers. It'll go foul. As giving it a long look was the right fielder Eric Weeks, who's got some great wheels out there. We mentioned only 1 stolen base on the season for Weeks, but manning the position and primarily spending his time in the outfield with the Division I Canisius Golden Griffins, just up the road in Buffalo, New York. 3-1 the count with nobody out to Grabowski. Pios a run home in the inning on a hit, 2 pass balls by the catcher in Blake Herman, excuse me. I was thinking about Carl Wagner, who's called a great game for Garrett Rochon so far. The 3-1 line into left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Coming to the plate and scoring easily is Rohde. Grabowski motors around and slides into second base. It's the second double of the ball game for Grabowski. Another RBI for him. He keeps piling them on. That's 10 on the season now, and the Pios lead 5-0. And Frank Jagoda comes out to the mound. That'll likely do it for Christian Pensick in the ball game as Jamestown's got a southpaw loose in their bullpen. 5 runs on 8 hits for the Pioneers. 2 more runs on 2 hits in the inning. It'll be the 2-hitter TJ Gramesti to come to the plate. The RBI double off the bat of Grabowski. Jagoda taking some slow time out there on the mound to discuss things with his infield and Christian Pensick. It seems as if he might not be as hesitant to leaving his starting horse in the ball game in Pensick, as we alluded to, making his second start on the season against the Pioneers, pitching to an incredibly formidable 0.77 ERA across 11 2/3 innings of work. Among one of the top starters in terms of innings pitched so far on the season for Jamestown. Through the first 17 ball games of the season, you'd figure that would equate to about 3 to 4 starts, which has him go 3 or 4 innings each time, just about on a similar pace that Bobby Boying exhibits with the Pioneers. You'll likely see Boying get the start in Game 2 for Elmira, as Boying's already made a litany of starts on the season for the Pioneers, and he's done a good job keeping them in ball games. A good innings eater, similar to what you're seeing here from the right-hander Pensick, as the Pioneers have touched him up nicely through 4+ innings of work. 5 runs on 8 hits, another runner in scoring position for Grabowski, a medium-sized lead off a second. Outfield's at medium depth for the right-handed hitting Gramesti with nobody out. And the 1-0 fastball clips the outside corner, a called strike. So 1-1 the count with nobody out. The left-hander Simmons awaits on deck, as we referred to prior in this broadcast, as Gramesti spanks one on a line into shallow center field. Cutting in is Bremner. He'll put it away for out number 1. A strong fire back into second base to Ty Lagoni. Grabowski scurries back in enough time. So a good piece by Gramesti, but it results in nada for the Pioneers. 1 out in the top half of the 5th, and now Frank Jagoda comes out to the mound. That'll do it in the ball game for Pensick, with the lefty swinging John Simmons coming to the dish, who had a sac fly and an RBI his last trip to the plate. So 4+ innings, 4 1/3 to be exact. 5 earned runs on 8 hits for the Pioneers, as coming out to an ovation is Christian Pensick. New pitcher to come into the ball game. We'll take a short timeout. 2 runs and 2 hits in the inning for the Pioneers, and come back in just a few moments here on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to Jamestown. Pioneers ahead 5-0 in the top of the 5th inning. A lefty-on-lefty matchup. New pitcher in the ball game is the southpaw Mark Holm, who kicks and fires to the left-handed hitting John Simmons. John takes the fastball high and away. 1-0 the count. 2 runs on 2 hits in the inning for the Pioneers, who are ahead comfortably by 5. A really solid start for Garrett Roshan so far. Still yet to allow a hit through 4 innings of work is Roshan as the breaking ball misses high. 2-0 the count. with Grabowski leading off of second base. A swing and a miss. Fat hack by Simmons at a high and in tight fastball. John looking to get ahead of the heater. Cuts through it. It's 2-1. With 1 out. Breaking ball. Simmons went around. Appeal not necessary for the home plate umpire. Calls it himself. 2-2 the count. So it'll be a 2-2 with 1 out to Simmons. Grabowski, the Pioneers' leadoff hitter in the ball game, leads off the second. As Holm comes set left side of the rubber. Kick sharply to Lugoni at second. Grabowski will advance to third. The play's at first in time to retire the hustling Simmons for out number 2. So Simmons grounds out. Grabowski's 90th inning between 2 different Tarp Skunks pitchers as Christian Pensick was pulled. 4 1/3 into the ball game. Grabowski on third base is his responsibility. Manganiello now Holmes' responsibility off of first. Runners on the corners for Elmira with 2 outs, and it's Mr. Elmira, 4-year Pioneer, Cooper Smith, to step to the plate. Lefty on ready matchup, middle infield at their regular depth, holding on Manganiello, who's got a wide 12-foot lead off the first base bag. Plays closer now as a high fly ball to deep center field. Going back on his horse is Bremner, settles under it and puts it away for the final out of the inning. A wide right center field gap. That plays to the advantage there of the speedy Bremner, who retires the side. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. We'll take it to the home half of the 5th with Elmira ahead by 5 here on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Five to nothing, the Pioneers lead as we head to the home half of the fifth inning for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. It'll be the middle third in the Jamestown order to step to the dish against the right-hander Garrett Rochon. Nathan Borchardt, the extra hitter, followed by Brady McGuire, the third baseman, and Brady Marshall, the shortstop. Righty on lefty matchup to open up the fifth with the Pios ahead by 5. Rochon comes set, deep breath, kicks and fires from the right side of the rubber, and the backdoor breaking ball catches the outside corner, called strike 1 at the knees of Borchardt. Borchardt in the ball game, 0 for 1, a fly ball to Cooper Smith in right to open up the bottom of the second. 0-1 the count. Rochon kicks and fires, fouled back, 0-2. Pioneers have longed for a start this dominant so far to open up the season. Granted, we're only 4+ innings in, but no action in the Pioneers bullpen. 9 outs to get remaining in the ball game. Rochon, no sign of slowing up. He delivers a fastball high and inside. 1-2 the count. To Borchardt with nobody out. One, two. Fastball misses high and away. 2-2 the count. Rochon taking his time to get a sign from Wagner. Now comes set, right side of the rubber. 2-2 offering. This one spanked on the ground sharply. Diving stop by Moniz. Gets to his feet, fires, picked by Palmer. What a play! Jacob Moniz to Michael Palmer to preserve that thing that Rochon has going right now through 4 1/3. What a play by the Pioneers second baseman. All out, laying out to bail out his starting pitcher. 1 out in the bottom of the fifth. The play of the season so far defensively for the Pioneers. Oh my goodness. So the play goes 4-3 to Borchardt. It's the right-handed hitting Brady McGuire to step to the plate. Takes a fastball inside from Rochon. 1-0 the count. And if that doesn't fire you up on the Pioneers side, I don't know what will. You're on a 4-game win streak. Already up 5 in game 1 of the doubleheader versus Jamestown. And the Pioneers second baseman in Moniz showing all out there, flashing the leather and the body as well. 1-1 the count. And is taking a fastball at the knees for a called strike is McGuire. And it almost felt destiny once Moniz got to his feet. I don't even know if he was on his feet. He still might have been on his knees, but through to Palmer, you knew Mike had to make that pick, and he did. What a nice play, and beautiful infield dirt here at Russell E. Dietrich Park as well, allowing for that play to be made. 2-1 the count with 1 out, and the base is empty. Righty on righty matchup, home half of the fifth, with Elmira ahead by 5. Rochon misses high and away. 3-1 the count. This one lined into shallow center field. Charging on and laying out for a diving catch is Rhodey. 2 defensive web gems for the Pios to keep Garrett Rochon's momentum going. First it's Moniz, now it's Rhodey. That's some of the best couple minutes of Elmira Pioneers baseball we have seen all summer. Originally, it was Brady McGuire thinking that Rhodey had trapped the baseball, so he rounded first emphatically, made a turn towards second, was unable to reach, so 2 outs, and Wagner comes out to the mound for a conversation with his starter in Garrett Rochon, who has looked phenomenal. Through 4 2/3 innings of work, only 1 base runner allowed. It came on a hit batsman to Eric Weeks in the home half of the 3rd inning with 2 outs. So now 2 outs at the bottom of the 5th. Brady Marshall, the shortstop, to step to the dish, who popped up to Jacob Moniz his last time up. First offering, fastball inside. Marshall takes, 1-0 the count. Marshall on the season, batting .250 across 13 ball games, 9 hits, no extra base hits, and 7 RBIs. 1-0 with 2 outs, fastball catches the outside corner for a called strike. On that fly ball fisted off the end of the bat to shallow center field from McGuire. I think Rhodey thought he was going to have more hang time, and it ended up dying down quickly, which thus had to pull him in. Didn't originally anticipate it would die that fast, and he had to react and respond incredibly quick. Lays out to make an unbelievable diving play. 2-1 with 2 outs. Roshan looking to complete his 5th inning of scoreless baseball. Fires a swing and a tip into the catcher's glove of Wagner. Bounces in and out of the glove. Carl gingerly shaken up. Home plate umpire steps in front of the plate. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. So it'll be a 2-2 with 2 outs. Home half of the 5th inning. Pios ahead by 5. Base is empty for Jamestown. Roshan comes set right side of the rubber. Deep breath, kicks, and fires home the 2-2, and the fastball misses high and in tight. A full count to Marshall. Marshall a threat when he gets on. 140 stolen bases in his prep career in high school prior to his arrival at Kent State in Ohio. Payoff pitch with 2 outs, misses high for ball 4, so now you put Marshall on base. Second walk, or second free pass, shall I say, issued to the ball game from Garrett Roshan. A runner on first with 2 outs for Jamestown. So here comes Dom Costello to the plate with 2 outs. Costello to dig in from the left side. Roshan, a quick pivot and fire back to the first base bag. Palmer lightly checks on Marshall with a medium-sized lead. We referred to how many stolen bases Marshall had in his high school career, and his career so far here with the Jamestown Tarp Skunks has 2 stolen bases. Fire back to the first base bag once again from Roshan. Attempting to keep Marshall honest. Still no action in the Pioneers bullpen. 4 2/3 innings of masterful work. Only 2 base runners allowed. A hit batsman and a walk from Roshan. 0-0 offer to the left-handed swinging Dom Costello, and the fastball misses low and inside. 1-0 the count. Costello getting the start in left field for the Tarp Skunks today. Comes into this afternoon's ball game batting .357 across 13 games. 12 starts for him. 15 hits, 2 extra base hits, and 4 RBIs. 17 total bases. For the lefty hitting left fielder, takes a fastball above the letters. 2-0 the count. Roshan starting to smell his potential first lick of trouble in terms of the pitch count. Tarp Skunks making him slightly labor here in the home half of the 5th. Roshan, another quick pivot and fire back to Palmer at first base. (2-0). Fastball just inside. 3-0 the count. Pioneers dugout saying good spot. Roshan wants to know where that was. Home plate umpire indicates a tad bit inside. So it'll be a 3-0 with 2 out. Next offering from Roshan, a fastball for a called strike. So 3-1 with 2 outs. Pios ahead 5-0. Only the second base runner of the ball game to reach against Roshan. It's Brady Marshall off of first base. Fastball count will be intrigued to see if Marshall attempts to go here. He's got about a 6 to 8 foot lead off the first base bag. Stays put on a line drive into right field for a base hit off the bat of Costello. Marshall will make the turnaround. Second will stop right there. A strong throw into the cutoff man Grabowski from the right fielder Smith. 2 on for the Skunks with 2 outs and now a runner in scoring position as Ty Lagoni, the second baseman, will step to the plate. That's the first hit of the ball game against Garrett Rochon. It comes in the bottom of the 5th. As he had the no-hitter going through 4 2/3, Eric Burkan will now step out to the mound. Nolan Terwilliger will lightly creep down towards the Pioneers bullpen. Just a conversation between Burkan, Garrett Rochon, and Wagner. Looks like Rochon's taking a sip, likely some water. Very, very hot day out here in Jamestown, New York. The summer heat has certainly arrived. Pioneers bringing the heat with it. Severe heat warnings in place. That's the kind of weather that has been around right now. 87 degrees in Jamestown. Jacob Moniz also came in to sit in on the conversation between Burkan and Rochon, as Burkan now retreats back to the Pioneer dugout. So with 2 outs, a right-handed hitting Ty Lagoni to step to the dish. Lagoni rolled over on the ground to the shortstop Grabowski his last time to the plate. So it'll be a 0-0 offering from the righty Rochon to the righty Lagoni with 2 outs. Outfield at medium depth. A base hit should score a run. Pioneers with a 5-run lead. Rochon sets and fires from the right side of the rubber. Breaking ball misses, low and away. 1-0 the count. Rochon a look at second. Moniz covered the bag, and the fastball fouled off behind the press box. 1-1 the count. Two outs here in the home half of the 5th. Only 3 base runners to reach against Rochon in the ball game. One with 2 out. A high fly ball to right center field should hang up for Cooper Smith or Rhodey. It's Cooper Smith in right center. The call and the catch to conclude the bottom of the 5th inning. So 5 innings of scoreless baseball for Garrett Rochon as Lagoni flies out to Smith. No runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner stranded on base. Let's take it to the 6th. 5-0 the Pios lead here on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. Pioneers lead 5-0 as we enter the top of the 6th inning. It's Michael Palmer to come to the plate. He grounds it to the left side of the infield. Nice play by the shortstop and Marshall. The throw across the diamond in time to beat the hustling Palmer for out number 1 in the inning. 6, 7, 8 in the Pioneers order. Michael Palmer followed by Carl Wagner and Moniz. So now as Palmer grounds out, 1 out and the base is empty. Pios ahead 5-0 in the top of the 6th. It's Wagner to step to the dish. 2 fielders' choices. He'll dig in for the first time against the lefty Holm. Once again, we want to thank you for joining us here on the Pioneers Baseball Network with Elmira ahead 5-0. 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors for the Pioneers. No runs on 1 hit and 1 error for Jamestown. As it'll be an 0-1 from home with 1 out. To Wagner, home comes set. Tall, lanky left-hander delivers inside to Carl, a ball and a strike. Pioneers 6 more outs to get in the ball game. They've done quite the job so far. Garrett Rochon's been phenomenal. A line drive into right field for a base hit for Wagner. Carl's aboard with 1 out. So that's the 4th inning, shall I say, with a hit for the Pioneers in the ball game. Wagner's aboard, and now the righty hitting second baseman Jacob Moniz will come to the plate with 1 out. Moniz an RBI single in the top of the 2nd inning against the right-hander Christian Pensick, who went 4 1/3 innings of work, 5 earned runs, 5 runs on 8 hits. A dive back to the bag. Wagner just gets back in time. Pioneers catcher having to be careful with the quick pivoting lefty home off the rubber. Looks like Andrew Jones is now heading out to the Pioneers bullpen to get loose, just in case Rochon should run into any trouble. Although there might be a different game plan exhibited by manager Andrew Drum. We'll wait on and see what that ends up being. 6 more outs to record in the ball game. Game 1 of this doubleheader. Lefty on righty matchup, 1-0 the count to Moniz with the outfield at medium depth, middle infield at double play depth. Wagner with a short lead. Moniz drops bunt down right in front of the plate. Home will field. Fire to first. Wagner advances up into scoring position. He'll be on second with 2 outs. As the play goes 1-3, Moniz is retired, and Brendan Hammer will come to the plate. So with 2 outs, it's Hammer, who's reached base twice in the ball game, an RBI single in the top of the 2nd, and he walked against the righty Pensick in the 4th. He bats with Wagner off of second base and 2 outs. 2 Skunks pitchers combining for 5 2/3 innings of work. 5 runs on 9 hits now for the Pioneers. 5 hits in the top of the 2nd, 1 in the top of the 3rd, 2 in the top of the 5th, and now 1 in the 6th for Elmira. 1 look at Wagner off of second base. Kicking and firing is Mark Holm, and the left-hander spins a breaking ball over the inner 3rd for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Hammer. 0-1. A high fly ball by Hamner deep to center field. Going back is Bremner. Just settles under the warning track and puts it away for the final out of the inning. So Hammer gave it a ride, but it's to no avail for the Pioneers. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner stranded on base. 5.5 through. Elmira ahead by 5 on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Pioneers ahead 5-0 over the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. It'll be Eric Weeks to come to the plate, followed by Blake Herman and Nolan Smith. The 9-10-1 in the Jamestown order. Home half of the 5th, Elmira ahead by 5. Rather, home half of the 6th as Roshan kicks and fires. And the fastball misses high and away. 1-0 the count to Weeks. Ready on ready matchup, and kicking and firing for a called strike one is Roshan. Weeks was the first base runner to reach against the Pioneers in the ball game. It came in the bottom of the 3rd inning with 2 outs. Roshan had gone 2 2/3 innings of perfect work and then plunked Weeks, which broke up the perfect game at that point. 1-1 with nobody out in the dirt. Weeks takes for ball 2. Jones starting to do some light plyometrics, getting loose down the right field line in the Pioneers bullpen. 2-1 the count. Still nobody out on this humid Sunday afternoon from Russell E. Dietrich Park in Jamestown, New York. We want to thank you for joining us here on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. Roshan, from the right side of the rubber, fires in the outside corner. Is clipped for a called strike 2 to Weeks. 2-2 the count with nobody out. High pop-up. Michael Palmer at first base, ranges over. The call and the catch, out number 1. So an important first down recorded there for Garrett Roshan as he gets Weeks to pop up on 5 pitches. 1 out, the base is empty in the home half of the 6th. It'll be Blake Herman, the catcher, to come to the plate. Herman to dig in from the right side, a strikeout to conclude the bottom of the 3rd, swinging against Roshan. Righty on righty matchup with the bases empty. 5 runs on 9 hits and no errors for the Pioneers. No runs on 1 hit and no errors for the Tarp Skunks. First offering from Roshan to the Jamestown catcher is a fastball high, 1-0. Fastball outside corner for a called strike, 1-1. One with 1 out. Fastball high, 2-1 the count. Seen Roshan a couple times in the bottom of the 5th start to get behind in a few counts. Now he's behind 1 here. Overall, a great day for Garrett, though. 5 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball while only surrendering 1 Jamestown hit, 3 Tarp Skunks base runners. 2-1 the count. Line drive into deep center field. Going back on his horse's road. He settles under it a couple steps in front of the warning track and puts it away to retire the catcher Herman. 2 down in the bottom of the 6th.
First baseman number 14, Nolan Smith.
So the play goes F8 on Herman. 2 outs and the base is empty. As it'll be back to the top of the Tarp Skunks batting order. Nolan Smith, the first baseman, digs in from the left side against the righty Roshan. Smith 0 for 2 in the ball game. A pop up to the shortstop Grabowski in shallow left, and a fly ball to Manganiello in deep left. First offering is a fastball inside, almost clipped the jersey of Smith. 1-0. Roshan fires, fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. (2-0). Spanked down the left field line, foul out of play into the Tarp Skunks bullpen. 2-1 the count. 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. We're in the home half of the 6th. Bases are empty. Pioneers with a 5-run lead, 4 more defensive outs remaining to record in the ball game. Game 1 of a doubleheader. We'll have your Game 2 coverage with first pitch about 15 minutes to half an hour following the conclusion of Game 1. Missing high with a fastball is Roshan. 3-1 the count with 2 outs to the leadoff hitter Nolan Smith. Smith still yet to reach base in the ball game against Roshan. He's got his opportunity here, firmly in command. Good fastball count. We'll look to see what Roshan options with. It's a fastball. It's a ground ball to Moniz at second. How about 6 scoreless innings for Garrett Roshan as he comes off the mound? Stoic as usual. Pioneers with a 5-run lead as we take it to the 7th here on the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. Welcome back to the Elmira Pioneers Baseball Network. 5-0 Elmira leads on the precipice of victory number 1. Half the 7th inning. It'll be Ben Rohde to come to the plate for the Pioneers. They 10-1 and 2 in the batting order. Rohde followed by Grabowski and Grimesti against the southpaw Marshall for the second full inning. He's done an inning and 2/3 so far. As he fires a fastball high and away to the right-handed hitting Rohde. 1-0 the count. Breaking ball outside. Great side corner right there. Called strike ball. Strike. 2 hits in the ball game for Rohde, one of his more successful games. A single in the top of the 2nd, an infield single in the top of the 5th. He rounds out the Pioneers batting order. Grabowski calmly awaits on deck. Good hitters count for Rohde. 3-1 fastball. Wide foul down the right field line. Out of play. 3-2. Rohde batting .227 across 7 ball games, 5 hits. No extra base hits and 2 RBIs. .370 on base percentage. With Alama New York native. Lefty on ready matchup with the bases empty. Nobody out, top of the 7th. Pioneers firmly in front 5-0. Fastball nubbed off the end of the bat, shallow right field. Charging in is Cindy puts it away for out number 1. With 1 out and the bases empty, it'll be back to the top of the 9th order and Aiden Grabowski. Aiden continues to make red line. right-handed hitting TJ Grimesti to come to the plate. TJ rolls on the ground, just foul in third. McGuire on the backhand in foul territory, scoops it up, but back to the pitcher home. One to Grimesti, a swing and a miss. Slow breaking ball, TJ cuts through, nothing to the count. So it's an 0-2. Left-hander home to the righty Grimesti. Line down the left field line, that's a base hit. Cutting over is Costello. Grimesti the turnaround first. He's headed to second. The throw comes in from Costello way up, and now Grimesti thinks about taking the turn and moving towards third. Instead, it's the shortstop in Marshall behind Lagoni to cut it off there and feed it back to the pitcher home. A two-out double off the bat for Grimesti, who reaches for the first time in the ball game. TJ was 0 for 3. Unky mentioned 4 for 3 game for him. Now he's 1 for 4. He's off the second with 2 outs, so Elmira ahead by 5. So with 2 outs, here's Simmons. DH for the Pioneers in this afternoon's ball game. Takes the breaking ball low and away from home. 1-0 count. Breaking ball, misses low and away. 2-1 the count to Simmons. And a 2-1 to John. Fastball, swing and a miss. Simmons cuts through it for strike 2. 2-2 the count from home to Simmons. With 2 outs, Grimesti's in scoring position. He doubled for the Pioneers. 5 runs on 10 hits through 6 2/3 innings of work against 2 combined pitchers, the righty Pensick and the southpaw home for Town. 2-2 coming with 2 outs. Outside corner call, strike 3 to Simmons. And Johnson departed for the final out of the inning. For the Pioneers, no runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner stranded on base. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. Elmira ahead by 5 on the Pioneers Baseball Network. Check. Check.